At its most basic, Social Security is something that you've earned, something that we've all earned, and that will be there for us when we need it. For most people, that's retirement, but it's also there for you if you were to become disabled or if a family loses their family breadwinner who passes away. And so as we've heard, today is in fact the 90th anniversary of the signing of the Social Security Act. So August 1935. Yeah, let's give a round of applause for 90 years of Social Security. So before Social Security was created, there was not really a concept of retirement as we know it today, because most people didn't have any way to get a secure income in retirement. So Social Security was signed in 1935. In 1937, it started collecting payroll taxes, and in 1940, it started paying out monthly benefits. Fun fact, the first monthly benefit payment went to a retired teacher and secretary in the small town of Ludlow, Vermont, by the name of Ida Mae Fuller. And the rest is history. So for 90 years, Social Security has been the foundation of economic security for retirees, for people with disabilities, and for families who've lost a breadwinner. Today, about 70 million people around the country get Social Security, including, as we heard from Jeff, 5.2 million in Florida alone. So that's about 1 in 5 people. So chances are, if, for any of us, if we're not getting Social Security, we almost certainly have friends or family members or loved ones who are. And so what do people get from Social Security? They get a guaranteed benefit. It's an earned benefit based on their earnings. It's guaranteed to last for life. It's inflation protected. And so that's a big part of why it's become such a foundation of economic security. The majority of beneficiaries rely on Social Security as their largest source of income, including about 14% who rely on it for all or almost all of their income. It also keeps about 22 million people out of poverty around the country, including 1.4 million seniors in Florida. So it's important for lots of different people. It's also important for our economy. Social Security payments inject $1.4 trillion into the national economy every year, and over $100 billion in Florida. And in terms of financing and trust funds, so the most important thing to know about that is that we are all paying into Social Security through the dedicated payroll tax, which is sometimes called FICA. You might see it on your paychecks. So workers and employers in just about every job are paying into Social Security. And because of that, that means that the program will never stop making payments. It will never go broke or cease to exist. That said, it does face a financing challenge. So in 1983, the last time that Social Security had major changes, that Congress made major changes to it, they knew that this wave of baby boomers was coming down the pike. And so Congress intentionally made some changes so that Social Security would bring in extra revenues, more than it needed for some years to come. And that's exactly what happened. And so it saved up that money in what we call the Social Security trust funds, basically like its savings account. And now, more recently, starting in 2021, Social Security has begun running a little bit of a shortfall each year. And so it draws on those trust fund reserves to pay the remainder of the benefits that are due each year. Now, those trust funds currently have about $2.7 trillion. And the current projections are that if Social Security continues to run a little bit of a shortfall each year and draw down those trust funds, in 2034, we would face a financing challenge. And we know there's lots of misunderstanding or confusion out there about what that would entail. As I said, it would not entail Social Security going broke or ceasing to exist or ceasing to pay any benefits at all. What would happen is that it would continue paying benefits, but at a reduced amount. It would only be able to cover, if nothing changes before then, about 81% of benefits due starting in 2034. And there are lots of options to change that. Essentially, you can raise revenues or you can reduce benefits. I'm sure we'll get more into that. But what I would say is this is a manageable problem. It's a manageable shortfall. Many people don't understand that Social Security does have that ongoing source of revenue, which means that it can still pay out, even if nothing changed, it could still pay out the majority of benefits due.